Good morning, campers. So we're continuing today with our short videos about how to know your chakra is blocked. We're doing sacral chakra today. So again, I'm not going to go into details. It's complicated. Those are complicated topics and I could talk for hours about every single chakra. So we're just going to cover in those videos, bottom line, that anyone can understand, even if you're not spiritual, if you know nothing about energy points and energy healing, you can understand and you can have that light bulb moment. Maybe this is something that is blocked within me. I've done a root one yesterday, so you can check that out. So sacral is responsible for our freedom of expression and that authentic self-expression, right? And also pleasure, right? Receiving pleasure and feeling pleasure in life. So two easiest ways to know that there is a blockage around that, and I like to explain this. Number one is the easiest way is issue with posting on social media, right? If you're someone that doesn't post on social media, you don't even have, right? It's like you're someone you don't know what Instagram is and you don't, right? Then I would go to social situations when you are in a group of people and you have issues with expressing yourself. So you think things in your head, you have an opinion, but you have a paralyzing fear to express this opinion. And the reason I give that social media example, because it's a great one, right? So we all, let's face it, have Instagram. I don't mean when you're a content creator, right? Just have an Instagram and occasionally engage with people, or Facebook or TikTok, whatever that is. To see if your sacral is not blocked, I give you a challenge. Open your social media now and post, either go live or post a story just saying hi. Hi to people, even if it's like 20 people of your family that follows you. Hi everyone, I wanted to wish you a freaking happy Christmas or a happy weekend, right? If you're unable to do this, well, you have a blocked sacral chakra. If you have this paralyzing fear of talking to people, expressing yourself, saying what you feel, what people will think, people will see me. It's like this shame, right? That you want to hide yourself. You don't want people to know who you are, what you think, what you say. And you have this obsession about this. So that's the first indication that there's a block. Second one relates to sexuality and expression of sexuality. So you would either be someone who has no drive at all, or you have very high drive, or also any kind of blockage, right? So it can be you feel guilt and shame for receiving sexual pleasure. You associate sexuality with something that around guilt and shame, right? You don't understand fully that your body is a vessel and a temple of your soul, and that through intercourse we exchange energy with another person. So you do it at random, right? You treat it as something that is an entertainment, is something that physically our body needs, which is a lie. So you engage in sexual activities with people that you don't truly know, you don't trust, that they don't love. I love this quote. If you truly embody this, it means that you have unblocked sacral chakra. Our naked body belongs to those who love our naked soul. If someone is not seeing you for your emotion, for your soul, for who you are, they do not deserve to be in presence of your naked body. So if there are issues around sexuality, also, if you feel that happens especially to women, but men as well, if you feel that you do it because it's your obligation, because your partner will leave you, if you do it and you don't get pleasure out of it, if you feel any kind of stress, lack of freedom, if you never get satisfaction, if you rarely get satisfaction, right? So if you have to navigate and teach your partner to maybe once 10 times get some satisfaction out of it, there is a blockage. Everything starts within, everything starts from ourselves. So a few quick little things to consider if you want to fix that. Obviously, I'm going to mention this in every video that I'm gonna do. If you feel you have a blockage around that area, I recommend working with a specialist. So be it a shadow worker like myself, or you can choose energy healer, Reiki healer, If you don't navigate towards spirituality, you can also do therapy. In this case, it would be, it might be sex therapist to work with you. But if you're not ready for that step, things that you can consider and think about in your head are, really get to the bottom of your shame trauma. Where is this shame coming from? And the core of self-work and shadow work, and I always talk about this, is just asking the question why. I feel guilt and shame when I engage in intercourse and when I get pleasure out of it. Why? Why is that? Does it start from some sort of a trauma? Does it start from childhood, how I was raised, so on and so forth? So try to contemplate on it and get to the bottom of it. You really need to understand it in order to heal it. Number 2 is working with expressing your authentic self, right? So that, going back to that first point of freedom of expression, right? So working with your authentic self, I think that the very important thing to say that a lot of people doesn't understand, it's not that we as humans have soul. It's other way around. It's the soul that has the human. For most of us, it's the human, it's the ego vessel, flesh and body, blood vessel that runs the show. But that vessel is a container for fear, for trauma, for triggers, for shame, for guilt, for negative emotions, right? As we heal, we strip those away and we allow our authentic soul to shine. Soul is pure. Soul is a sovereign being of light, right? So it has no guilt and no shame. It knows it has the right. It is its birthright, as long as you're not hurting anyone, including yourself, to be who you are, to be as you are, to express yourself, to get pleasure in life. Life is not just a chore. We come here to feel, to experience, to feel pleasure, everything that comes with the body. This is why the soul wants the body, because it wants to feel pleasure. It is our birthright. And sexuality, and that goes to my last and number 3 point, heal your sexuality. Sexuality is a beautiful way of connecting soul to the body, and with another person, it's a beautiful way to communicate with your true soul partner, your soulmate, your twin soul. Is a beautiful way to connect beyond what we can in this physical world, beyond words, beyond looks, beyond touch. It's going deeper. It's truly merging in one and allowing for that split moment for our souls to touch in ecstasy, which is a beautiful thing. That's how we should treat sexuality. It is not a physical need. It is not, oh, I need it because I have tension. I need to, like go to they go into the bathroom or like eating. It is not that. We can live without sexual partner. We can address that need on our own, if you know what I mean. But then engaging with another partner should be sacral, should be special, should be linked, like I said, to emotional vulnerability, to being able to expose not just your naked body, but your naked soul, right? So I always recommend here celibacy. Celibacy to really get to know yourself, to really get to know your needs, to truly start to look at this in a sense of, do I really want, it's a little bit like fasting, like if you've ever done fasting for extended period of time, more than 3 days, so let's say 4, 5, 6 days or more, you know that when you return to eating, you're being more cautious. You're starting to understand how important it is. You're starting to be, do I really want to eat this? I want to eat something that will really nourish my body. I really want to eat something that will be good for my body. I'm getting back to eating, right? So celibacy will give you same. It will teach you the minimum, I would say, of 6 months. I would recommend a year if you're truly blocked in that area, to allow yourself to build that relationship with your body, to get to know your sexuality. What is on my own without a partner that brings me pleasure? What is it that I like? I deserve to get that pleasure. I deserve to connect with my partner. So I highly, highly recommend that. I don't want to make another part, so I'm going to start rambling. If you have questions, let me know in the comments and I will respond. You can drop me a DM if it's more personal and you want to go one-on-one. And I will respond to that as well. And tomorrow we will do solar plexus.